Something strange is happening in Cleveland. Something that doesn't make a lot of sense. There's been some news that has sparked a lot of discussion around the web. So let's break it down. Be sure to hit the like button and let me know what you think of Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski's work in the comments below. Are you happy? Let me know what you think. Now, on to the news. Picture this. Myles Garrett, a generational talent, fresh off a record-breaking extension that should have been a moment of pure celebration. Instead, his press conference felt less like a victory lap and more like damage control. There were dinosaurs all over the podium, cupcakes decorated with his face, almost as if the Browns were throwing him a surprise birthday party. But let's be real, this wasn't a celebration. It felt like an apology tour from an organization desperately trying to convince its star that they're still worth their time. Garrett, just a few weeks ago, wanted out of Cleveland. He made it clear. He didn't believe in the direction of the team. He wanted to win, and he wasn't convinced he could do it with the Browns. Then, all of a sudden, a change of heart. A $40 million a year change of heart. And just like that, he's back, locked into a 6-year extension. Does that sound like a guy who's fallen in love with Cleveland football all over again, or a guy who's run out of options and decided that if he's going to stay, he might as well get paid? His explanation? Constant communication with Andrew Berry, conversations that led him to believe in a new vision for the team. But watching the press conference, it didn't look like a guy thrilled about finishing his career in brown and orange. He looked tense, guarded. You signed the biggest contract of your life, a contract that makes you the highest paid defensive player in the game, and this is your reaction? It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like a player who was celebrating a dream realized. It felt like a guy trying to accept a reality he didn't choose. And let's talk about the fan base. Does he need to make amends? Garrett doesn't think so. He stood firm. From day one, his goal has been to bring a championship to Cleveland, and that hasn't changed. He knows the only way to truly win back the fans is to win on the field. And let's be honest, he's not wrong. Strip sack a quarterback in the fourth quarter of a big divisional game? Suddenly, the trade request is a distant memory. If the Browns win, this all goes away. But what about inside that locker room? What about the teammates who watched their leader openly question whether this team was good enough for him? Garrett says they understand. He says they know it's a business. But come on, how do you just erase something like that? How do you hear your top guy say, "I don't think this team is headed in the right direction," and then pretend it never happened? That's a tough sell. And if the Browns struggle early, if they stumble out of the gate, don't be surprised if that doubt creeps back into the minds of his teammates. And then there was the most awkward moment of the press conference. Garrett was asked about the Browns holding the second overall pick in the draft. Could that have played into his decision to stay? His answer? Next question. No interest in engaging. No excitement about the possibility of a franchise-altering quarterback coming in. Just a shutdown response. And maybe that's nothing. Or maybe it's a sign that he still has one foot out the door, that he's here for the contract, not the long-term vision. One thing is for sure, Cleveland is treating this whole situation like it never happened. They're moving forward like there was never any doubt, never any betrayal. But the fans? That's another story. Some will forgive. Some won't. And if things go south next season, don't be surprised if this entire situation explodes all over again. So now I turn it over to you. Do you forgive Myles Garrett? Are you willing to let this go, move on, and believe that his heart is in Cleveland? Or do you think this is just a temporary fix until he sees another way out? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. And here's the thing, this situation isn't just about Myles Garrett. It's about the Cleveland Browns as a whole. It's about how this franchise handles its stars, how it navigates its future, and whether this change of heart is built on anything real or just money and necessity. Because let's be honest, the Browns are at a crossroads. They have the second overall pick in the draft, a prime opportunity to find their franchise quarterback. And yet, there's uncertainty. Is it Russell Wilson as a short-term answer? Is it Kirk Cousins? Do they go all in on Shadar Sanders? Or does Andrew Berry have something else up his sleeve? Nobody really knows, and that's part of the problem. If you're Myles Garrett, and you were already questioning this team's direction, have you truly gotten the answers you wanted? Garrett knows what's at stake. He knows the Browns have to get this right. Because if they don't, this cycle of frustration, trade rumors, and change of heart statements is going to repeat itself in 2 years when he's 31 and Cleveland is once again trying to convince him to stay. The no-trade clause in his contract gives him control, but it also means that if things fall apart, he can make life very difficult for the Browns. And if that happens, this entire organization will be right back where it was a month ago, trying to fix something that might already be broken. And the locker room? That's a huge wild card. Because while Garrett's talent is undeniable, he is, without a doubt, one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL. Leadership is a different conversation. Can he still be the guy his teammates rally behind after all this? Can he be the one to fire them up when things get tough? Because let's not forget, this is the same guy who, in February, publicly questioned whether the Browns were capable of winning. That's a tough thing to just shake off. The moment the Browns hit adversity next season, if they start slow, if they struggle to find consistency at quarterback, if the losses pile up, there will be whispers. There will be questions. There will be tension. And let's be real, does Garrett strike you as the type of guy who's going to step up and give a legendary "we've got this locker room" speech? Is he the guy who's going to grab this team by the throat and demand accountability? His track record suggests otherwise. He leads with his play, not necessarily his voice. And sometimes, that works. But sometimes, especially when there's doubt, a team needs more. That's where this entire situation gets tricky. The Browns can try to move past it. The fans can forgive and forget. But the moment Cleveland hits a rough patch, this entire thing could explode again. Because let's be honest, this isn't water under the bridge. This is a wound that's still fresh. And if it gets reopened, it's going to get ugly. But there's a way out of this. There's a way for this story to end with success instead of disaster. And it all comes down to one thing: winning. If the Browns get the right quarterback, if they start stacking wins, if Garrett keeps dominating on the field, then none of this matters. Winning cures everything. It always has, and it always will. The fans will move on. The teammates will move on. The entire organization will move on. But if the losing continues, if the quarterback situation remains a mess, if Garrett starts to feel like he wasted his prime years in Cleveland, then buckle up, because this entire situation is going to blow up in a way that makes this offseason look tame. So, Browns fans, I'll leave you with this: where do you stand on all of this? Are you buying Garrett's change of heart, or do you think this is just temporary until the next trade request comes? And more importantly, do you believe this franchise can finally turn things around before it's too late? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more news. Go Browns!